Hi everyone, it's Alicia and I'm here with Loren Lockman.
Hi everyone.
And it's the day before my 30-day water fast. I'm here at Tanglewood Wellness Center in Costa Rica. And it's my first time ever doing anything like this. Which means not eating or drinking anything for 30 days except water.
That sounds crazy.
I know. Why am I doing this?
Well, you're doing it because you're probably just a tiny bit insane. You're doing it because, first of all, you have an interesting history because you've tried everything else already.
Yes. You've
been to all the fasting retreats, all the juice fasting retreats. You've tried all the cleanses. You've tried all these things and you haven't gotten the results you've wanted so far. And so the history is, I was recently on lecture tour in Arizona and California. You heard me speak a couple times in San Francisco. And I think what you heard deeply resonated for you, as it did for everyone who was there. Not everyone was brave enough to jump on a plane, immediately come down here, but many people left there saying, that makes sense, I want some of that.
Yeah. Eventually,
right? But why does this work? Why water fasting sounds pretty radical to most people? You know, what is it about this path? And the first thing I want to point out is that every organism on the planet is self-healing and self-cleansing. So everything that we do in the name of medicine, in the name of health, in the name of alternative health, these things are really, I mean, Voltaire, the French philosopher, said, the art of medicine consists in amusing the patient while nature cures the disease. And, you know, by nature curing the disease, what he really meant was that the organism is curing itself. Because the body is always the actor, it's always doing the cleansing, it's always doing the healing. Fasting sounds magical when I talk about, you know, when you hear about all the incredible things that we see. We have 100% success with hypertension with more than 100 people over 15 years. We have 100% success with more than 50 people with type 2 diabetes. We have 100% success with lower GI tract problems and candida when people spend enough time here. And, you know, it starts to sound like magic, but what's true is that it's the human body that's magical. The body is doing the magic. Fasting is so powerful and it's so effective in so many different situations, virtually all of them, because it's the only thing that we can do that is simply allowing the body, allowing us to get out of the body's way so that it can cleanse and heal itself as well as possible. The whole point is to liberate energy so our bodies can use that energy for cleansing and healing.
Yeah, we were the cause in the first place, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it is true that we all have different genetic inheritances. Some of us are born with various genetic, in fact, we're all born with some genetic weaknesses, some stronger than others and all different. But for the most part, and Dr. Bruce Lipton has proved this over the last 15 or 20 years, that 97% of all disease is caused by our lifestyle choices. It's caused primarily by what we put in our mouths, you know, by how much sleep we're getting, it's all those things. And fasting is simply, again, we're just getting out of the way, resting completely. Now, the reason it's necessary to fast to do this is because if we're consuming anything at all, our bodies are expending more than 50% of their daily energy just processing that food. But juices, that's much easier, right? Well, you know, when you're drinking a glass of juice, you're consuming, on average, 4 to 5 times as much produce as you would be eating if you were eating the whole food. Your body is processing 4 to 5 times as many calories. It's processing 4 to 5 times as many nutrients. It doesn't have to process the fiber. But is that a good thing? Well, we're consuming food without the benefit of the fiber to help move things through the digestive tract. And because we've only identified between 5 and 10% of all the nutrients that have been identified in food so far, how do we know if some of those nutrients that haven't even been identified are actually bound up in the fiber that we're throwing away? You know, what's true is that anytime we fragment something, we take a whole food and we use a fragment of that food, we're not making it better. We're taking something perfect, and you can't improve on perfection. We're making it worse, right? So we've created issues, and even if we're consuming juices, we're still using a lot of the body's energy to process food. And so the body can't rest. If you're expending 50% of your daily energy processing food and 35% for your brain and central nervous system, that leaves 15% of your daily energy for everything else you need to do. Every thought you have, every muscle you move, every function of every organ has only 15% to share between all those things. If you are resting as completely as possible, not processing any food through your system, and not using your brain more than you need to. Ideally, you lay down and you close your eyes. Because you close your eyes, visual cortex is a massive part of your brain. 60,000 bits of information every second coming into your brain through your eyes. So you lay down and close your eyes, you rest as completely as possible, as much as you're willing to. And what happens is you go from having maybe 1 or 2% of your body's energy to having 50 to 60% of your body's energy available to cleanse and heal. And amazing things happen when you do that.
Great. That was my aha when I heard you speak, was about the juicing really not being fasting and really not natural for the body, and just to let the body do its own thing in its own time.
Right.
And it will recover. So, yeah, so this is the beginning, and this is why I came here. So we'll be doing some other videos with your story and some things as we go along, but
Sure.
That's just the introduction today of why fasting, water fasting works. Thank you.